The years 2024 to 2025 are being written into our planet's history, not with ink, but with fire, water, and wind. We're reliving through one of the most abrupt and dramatic shifts in Earth's climate ever recorded. What was once a distant forecast, a warning for future generations, is now our daily reality. The signs are everywhere, impossible to ignore. Extreme heat waves are no longer just summer inconveniences. They're silent killers, turning our cities into ovens and pushing our infrastructure to the breaking point. This isn't just about a few hot days. It's about a fundamental change in our planet's energy balance. Think about it. 2024 alone, we saw temperature records shattered across continents. Places that were once temperate are now experiencing tropical heat, while traditionally hot regions are becoming almost uninhabitable. This isn't a random fluctuation. It's a clear upward trend, a fever that our planet can no longer hide. The heat isn't just uncomfortable, it's a catalyst. It dries out our forests, turning them into tinderboxes, waiting for a single spark. And that spark always comes. Massive wildfires, burning with an intensity and scale we've never seen before, are raging across the globe. From the boreal forests of Canada to the Mediterranean coast. From the Amazon to Australia, entire landscapes are being incinerated. These aren't just forest fires. They are firestorms, creating their own weather systems, spreading embers for miles, and devouring everything in their path. The smoke chokes our skies, turning day into an eerie twilight and impacting air quality for millions of people, hundreds, even thousands of miles away. We watch on our screens as homes, communities, and irreplaceable ecosystems are wiped from the map in a matter of hours. The loss is staggering, not just in property, but in biodiversity, in the very fabric of our natural world. But the heat and fire are only part of the story. As the atmosphere warms, it holds more moisture. And when that moisture is released, it comes down with a vengeance. We're witnessing a surge in unusual and powerful storms. Hurricanes and typhoons are intensifying more rapidly, hitting coastlines with devastating force. But it's not just the coastal areas at risk. Inland, we're seeing an alarming increase in flash floods. A year's worth of rain can fall in a single day, overwhelming rivers, bursting dams, and turning quiet streets into raging torrents. These aren't gentle floods. They are violent, unpredictable events that sweep away cars, destroy buildings, and threaten lives with little to no warning. Communities that have stood for centuries are suddenly submerged, their residents forced to flee with nothing but the clothes on their backs. The images are heartbreaking. Families stranded on rooftops, rescuers battling impossible currents, and the devastating aftermath of mud-caked ruins where vibrant towns once stood. This is the new normal for rainfall, extreme, concentrated, and destructive. The same atmospheric changes that cause intense rain are also leading to prolonged severe droughts. Farmlands are turning to dust, reservoirs are drying up, and major rivers are shrinking to a trickle. This water crisis threatens our food supply, drives conflict over scarce resources, and forces mass migration. The paradox of our time is this: a world of both too much water and not enough, a world of extremes. Meanwhile, at the poles, the planet's air conditioning system is breaking down. The Arctic and Antarctic are warming at a rate far faster than the rest of the world. The consequences are terrifyingly visible. Ice sheets that have been stable for millennia are now melting at an astonishing pace. Massive glaciers are calving into the ocean, releasing trillions of tons of water. This isn't a slow, gradual process anymore. We are seeing rapid, dramatic collapses. The Greenland ice sheet alone holds enough water to raise global sea levels by over 20 feet, and it's melting. This meltwater doesn't just disappear. It flows into our oceans, causing sea levels to rise. For coastal cities and island nations around the world, this is an existential threat. Miami, Jakarta, Venice. Legazpis are just a few of the major metropolises facing a future of chronic flooding and eventual submersion. The rising seas also amplify the destructive power of storm surges, pushing deadly walls of water further inland than ever before. We are redrawing the maps of our world, not with a pen but with the rising tide. What you are about to see in this video isn't science fiction. It's a recreation of real events from 2024 and 2025. We've used intense visuals and dynamic sound design to put you in the heart of these moments, to feel the roar of the fire, force of the flood, the sheer power of a planet in turmoil. This isn't meant to scare you without purpose. It's meant to awaken you to the urgency of our situation. These are not isolated incidents. They're interconnected symptoms of a single, overarching crisis. The Earth is sending us a message, a desperate distress call. The fires, the floods, the storms, the melting ice, they all tell the same story. A story of a planet being pushed beyond its safe limits, beyond the stable climate that has allowed human civilization to flourish for the past 10,000 years. We are in the Anthropocene, the age of humans, and our actions are now the dominant force shaping the planet's future. For a long time, we talked about climate change in the future tense. It was something our children or grandchildren would have to deal with. But the timeline has collapsed. The future is now. The damage is happening right now, affecting millions of lives, disrupting economies, and unraveling the delicate web of life that sustains us all. This isn't a story of nature simply breaking down on its own. It's a story of a system we have built, an economy dependent on endless growth and dirty energy, that is now clashing with the finite physical reality of our world. The reality is more alarming than we ever imagined. The climate models, once criticized for being too alarmist, are now proving to have been too conservative. The planet is changing faster and more dramatically than we predicted. But this story does not have to end in disaster. This is not a eulogy for our planet. It is a final warning. It is a clear, undeniable reminder that humanity must act together, decisively and immediately. We have the technology, we have the knowledge, and we have the solutions. Renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, circular economies, and a global commitment to protecting and restoring our natural world. The path forward is clear. What we have lacked is the political will and the collective sense of urgency. Let these moments of crisis be the catalyst for that change. Let the roar of the fire be a call to action. Let the rising waters lift our ambition. The window of opportunity to prevent the worst-case scenarios is closing, but it is not yet shut. We are the first generation to feel the full impact of the climate crisis, and we may be the last with a real chance to do something meaningful about it. Watch closely. Understand what is at stake. The images are stark, the sounds are intense, but the reality they represent is far more consequential. This is our planet, this is our home, and it is in our hands to decide what comes next. The time for debate is over. The time for small, incremental steps has passed. The time for transformative action is now, before the damage becomes truly irreversible. The more people who understand the reality of our situation, the greater our chance of building a safe and sustainable future. Subscribe for more content that matters.